Platform rules are extremely inconsistent. One day, a Cyberpunk 2077 releases on a platform and it's uncensored, and then the next, a game like Dispatch is targeted. Developers have to change it, and that is exactly what is happening right now. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, Dispatch blew up when it initially came out. It had a very large voice acting cast filled to the brim with actors and YouTubers. It got popular and it sold a few million copies. A lot of people really like it. I live streamed it. I thought it was okay. I was a bit disappointed with the experience overall, but of course I would not want it censored. I would want everybody to enjoy it in all of its glory and for the developers to have creative freedom. But now they apparently want to release it on the Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo is forcing them to alter it. I will never understand how developers can see a situation like this and decide to still release it on that platform. If I had a game that just sold several million copies and I wanted to release it on another platform, and that platform said, no, you have to alter it, I would say, screw you. I understand that everybody wants to make money, but sometimes you have to hold your ground, especially when you can use examples of inconsistency against them. A game like Cyberpunk 2077 is not censored on the Nintendo Switch. Even games like Mortal Kombat, which feature intense gore and violence, are not censored on the Nintendo Switch. But because Nintendo didn't want to lose these very large video games, they let it slide. In this case, though, because Dispatch is not some mega AAA game, they're saying you have to alter it. I would hold my ground if I was them. So it says Dispatch is set to release soon on the Nintendo Switch 2, and with that comes some concessions and censorship. Releasing on the console on January 29th, Dispatch features moments of vulgarity and nudity during the story. So, by the way, we are only being told a few days before this release that it's censored. That means a lot of people are not going to know about this situation. They are going to pre-order it and then purchase it and play it, and they're going to pass a refund window, and they're not going to be able to get their money back. What a scummy situation all around. They clearly had to have known 2 to 3 days before the freaking release. So I do blame Ad Hoc for not being transparent with their customers as well. Dispatch features moments of vulgarity and nudity during the scene, as it says. While there is an option to self-censor the game should you not want to hear or see those moments, it appears that Nintendo has made the decision for players. In a statement provided to Eurogamer, Ad Hoc Studios confirmed the censorship, but says that the overall narrative and experience will remain the same. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you need sex scenes, it's not like you need nudity in video games, but at the same time, it is part of your experience. And the developers also had said they regret not putting full-blown sex scenes into the game because they thought it was going to be controversial. So what would have happened then? Different platforms have different content criteria and submissions are evaluated individually. Yeah, and inconsistently. Games like Cyberpunk and Mortal Kombat are completely untouched, but oh my gosh, an indie game with nudity, we can't have that. We worked with Nintendo to ensure the content within the title met the criteria to release on their platforms, but the core narrative and gameplay experience remains identical to the original release. I think that this is ridiculous. I think that it is insane that they did not tell people sooner. And really, I just think overall this is terrible. Developers need to start holding their ground. And I did talk previously about platforms having issues with payment processors, MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, but at the same time, you still should talk about this. You still should try to stand your ground. And ultimately, it's not like these large platforms are even removing these large titles if they make a large amount of money. Now, people are discussing this on social media, talking about their disappointment, their worries, their fears, and rightfully so, flipping them off, saying, why is this news? We saw the cover long before launch and it was censored. Did you think it stopped with bikinis? And this is a very good point. We did know that there was some cover censorship, But at the same time, just because a cover is censored doesn't necessarily mean that the entire game will be. Sometimes platforms just say, yeah, because it's in our storefront and other people are looking at it, we need to alter it. So if a kid scrolls past it on the store, they won't be, ooh, shocked or see inappropriate content. But I still don't think a bikini is offensive or should be censored. So, if they're willing to censor bikinis, who knows what else they're willing to censor? Nintendo's tendencies to censor adult video games is certainly among the reasons why GTA was not ported to Nintendo platforms. But why? Didn't Cyberpunk end up fine with no censors? Yeah, because there's inconsistency and rules for thee, but not for me if a game makes a large amount of money. They need to make the game uncensored or else the sales are going to be bad. And I do think that there are going to be some people that cancel their pre-orders and decide to not purchase it, but there are also a lot of people that aren't going to even know that it's censored until they are a significant portion through the game, and then, well, they're not going to be able to get their money back. Okay, so that's a skip then. That's just pathetic. A gaming platform for children. I have the receipts. It is not just a platform for children, they literally have hentai up on the platform. Shouldn't have released it on the console at all if it was going to be censored. Wish they didn't. People being shocked and surprised. And yes, if you hadn't seen the bikini censorship or the cover censorship before, here it is. On the top is the censored version, and on the bottom is the uncensored version. So you have things like cleavage removed, cleavage censored on Malova, and you also have it on Invisigirl. I don't remember this other character's name, the one with the pink hair, but yeah, you can clearly tell that this was going to be a problem when the full release rolled around, but now that it's confirmed, it's just so disappointing for anybody that is actually going to want to play it for the first time on the Switch. Kinda wild how Cyberpunk 2077 isn't censored on Nintendo Switch 2, but Dispatch was forced to remove the option to turn off visual censorship on the Switch. Finally playing it, and it's censored. So I will be keeping my eye on the situation. I'm curious to see if anybody who actually worked on this game, like any of the YouTubers, cover this. Probably not, because they don't want people to cancel their purchases and refund, because they just want to make those sweet, sweet dollars. But I just think that the way that this was handled was really poor. And of course, I think the censorship is ridiculous. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.